Okay, guys, longtime viewers are saying welcome back to Pop Tart. Pop Tart is our resident coyote. So, I have put a poll up for you guys that you can still vote in the community tab because it's still valid about, whether or not Loki should get a coyote. And this was the first coyote Loki got because I was still in that phase of I wasn't okay with fur. But I got Loki a coyote, and Pop Tart is the coyote that has problems sitting up. So let's see if she's going to sit on my desk. Sometimes she doesn't always do it. Good girl. It's a good girl, Pop Tart. I talk to plush animals. Welcome to my world. So why do I use coyotes with Loki? And again, every Lokean is going to be different. If you're a hardcore recon, you're not going to be using a New World animal such as coyote. Though coyotes being coyotes, I wouldn't be surprised if somebody had a pet coyote in Europe somewhere and they got out and there were secret populations of coyotes there. I truly would, that would be the least surprising thing because old world wolves came over here, got kind of cooler, and went back, and that's where old world wolves come from. They actually came, spent time in America. So if you see a coyote strolling down the streets of Paris one day, it'd be the least surprising thing ever. But coyote, why do I use coyote? Well, I had seen other people do it, and we're talking about over a decade ago, and I didn't keep sources, so I can't possibly tell you, like, here was this article, here was that article, but people talked about using it, and I thought, well, maybe it's a Southwest thing, not being aware of really the pulse of paganism and witchcraft and heathenry in my area, so maybe people were using it here. People here certainly would love to take every coyote and put a little bow on them and use them for arts and crafts. But, why coyote? Coyote is a survivor. Like Loki is a survivor. Coyote adapts. The more we hunt coyotes, for example, it's why you can hunt as many as you like, the bigger the litters. You're actually helping the coyote out. The more pressure the coyote goes under, the more prolific and fertile they become. In fact, it's studies shown they might even need that pressure. They thrive under it. That's what kicks off those big litters. Other canids, if you put too much pressure on them, they can even not have pups or they will drop their pups. That is where, you can hunt wolves to extinction, but coyote, you're just helping them out. Coyote's a little more adaptable than the wolf. And, as towards wolves, coyotes are kind of smart. Coyotes are usually wolf prey. Wolf does not want that coyote, that little mangy poacher in their area, so wolf will come after coyote, and could it be any more of a metaphor for the brothers? And, the coyote in some cases goes, hey, because single coyote and single wolf meet, and they're both of, pup age, pup rearing age, and the coyote charms the wolf into not eating them, and they're mated. And we unfortunately don't have a huge amount of research on coyote and wolf pack. Like a coyote and a wolf match up. Do they stay in a pack? What is the pack life right? Like, is there a differencing in parenting from the coyote and the wolf? We really don't have a huge amount of that. But it happens so often that coyotes over here in the east carry a little of that wolfish DNA, which is pretty cool. And it's why we have coy wolves now, and you have coyotes here that, they have that kind of furry, ruffy, wolfy look to them because they do have that wolf ancestry. And also because coyote is associated with a lot of things, that are, it's taken from First Nations culture, but it's like almost a universally known thing because we teach our children in school, at least in this area, about coyote singing songs. And sure, this is First Nations, source material, but coyote singing songs, coyote and fire, coyote, and his brother Wolf, and, Wolf wanted death in the world, kind of a reflection of the brothers. Coyote did not. Coyote loved humans, did not want us to die. Finally, Wolf talks Coyote into death, and Coyote agrees. Well, one day Wolf is dying and he's scared because he's never experienced death, and he's crying to his brother Coyote, saying, no, no, Coyote, you're the only one of us strong enough. Take back death, take back death. I don't want to die. And Coyote goes, no, you're right, brother. And Wolf dies and goes to rule the underworld, and Coyote is very sad, and that's sometimes why he sings such pretty songs, because he misses his brother. So, it kind of like reminded me of that kind of conflicted relationship that Lokeans and others can see between Loki and Odin, where Loki is this small little coyote who is surviving by his wits, and kind of always on the outside where, everybody wants to have wolves, right? Look at my cap and I got the magical free wolf shirt on. Everybody wants a wolf, but, poor little coyote, usually we're setting bait out for them or something. Some farmers do appreciate them though, so like Loki, the coyote can both be friend and foe. But the coyote's not going out of his way to do either. The coyote comes around our crops and eats insects and rabbits and rats and mice and just anything coyote can put his jaws around. But he'll also eat your cat and your little muffin dog because prey. He isn't thinking like you are. He's seeing a tiny little prey animal. How thoughtful of you to walk it right by the coyote. That's all they are. They're like us. They just want to eat. They just want to survive. But we've kind of taken away a lot of the areas for them to thrive in. So, Coyote catches as catch can, and Loki too. Loki shows up to anyone, and some people get really mad. They say that's why Loki's not a real god, because he just shows up anywhere and everywhere, and he takes worship from anyone. If you're Lokean, or if you're still Christian, or you're Muslim, or you're Jewish, he really doesn't care. He's gonna show up and he's gonna get whatever he can get. A lot of us do end up being heathen, whether we're comfortable with the label, or you end up being eclectic, or you end up being whatever. But Loki will adapt to each of those situations. He's not a god like Odin who's going to be always engineering for heathenry. He's a god who adapts. He's a god that he might lead you into heathenry, but if you're not going to stay there and Loki wants you, then Loki's going to be like, fine, okay, we'll do it your way for a while. Pray circle you back, but he will adapt. So we hope you guys have enjoyed that one. Loki's going to get his coyote. It should be coming in by Saturday, hopefully. I was kind of in shock that I actually bought it for him. But it's not a thing we want to just bring on and show off. It would have to be a spiritual thing. There would have to be a meaning behind it. We definitely could show off Pop Heart to Coyote, so we will see you guys later. Bye bye.